Hello, I'm John Gegenheimer, Clerk of Court in Jefferson Parish. Today you're going to see a film about the jury system. You're here today because you were selected at random from a list of all Jefferson Parish registered voters and driver's license holders. So sit back and relax. We're going to do everything we can to make your jury duty experience easy and interesting. And now, I would like you to meet the Chief Judge of the 24th Judicial District Court, who will tell you a little more about what to expect.
Good morning. I'm Glenn Ansardi, Presiding Judge of Division H and Chief Judge of the 24th Judicial District Court. Our system of justice in the United States of America and the state of Louisiana depends upon its citizens to objectively and impartially assist in resolving disputes between citizens and determining the innocence or guilt of those who have been accused of crimes. Today it is your turn to serve, and I thank you for answering the call to perform this important civic duty. We've developed this film to give you some important information about our jury system. You will learn how this country's jury system originated, how it works, and what you can expect as jurors. It is our hope that at the end of this experience you'll be proud of yourself and the important service which you have rendered to this community. Again, on behalf of all the judges and myself, thank you and have a great day.
I'm Clancy Dubose, and I have the privilege of answering those questions and more. But let's start with just a little bit of history. Actually, the right to a trial by jury was not part of our nation's original Constitution. But the Founding Fathers thought that principle was so important, they added 2 amendments to the Bill of Rights. One amendment states that in a criminal prosecution, the accused person has the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury. The other amendment says that in all civil cases where the money value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved. Of course, $20 was worth a lot more in those days, but you get the idea. You know, our jury system is one of the wonders of the civilized world. Behind this railing, ordinary citizens, people like you and me and the guy down the street, come together to make important decisions based solely on the evidence presented. The juror's sole motive should be seeing the law carried out. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's start by seeing how jurors are chosen. This is the parish's new parking garage. We are pleased to now be able to offer you safe, covered parking. And by the way, if you need it, we have reserved the first 2 floors for handicap access. Parking for jurors is free. Just bring your ticket to be validated in the Juror Lounge, where you can relax until you're called for duty. There, the judge will tell you what the trial is about.
You have heard some details of the case during the process of jury selection.
The names of the parties involved, and the judge will introduce the lawyers who represent them.
In a civil suit, the party who is being sued is called the defendant. In a criminal case, the defendant is the person who is charged with a violation of a criminal statute. The plaintiff in a civil action is the person who files the lawsuit, the party who initiates the action.
If the judge tells you have to be fair and impartial, are you able to do that?
You will be questioned by the attorneys and the court. This is to make sure that you will be impartial about the issues in the case. This is called voir dire. Yes, it's French, and the attorney may ask,
And can I ask you, sir, where are you employed?
each attorney has the right to ask the court to excuse a prospective juror without giving any particular reason. These are called peremptory challenges. They have nothing to do personally with any excused juror.
Automobile insurance.
At the end of voir dire, the jurors will be chosen. In some cases, it may be a 6-person jury. In others, a 12-person jury. After you have taken a solemn oath, the trial is ready to begin.
Your wife doesn't.
Don't expect every trial to be as glitzy or glamorous as those you see on TV. However, there is an undeniable sense of drama in almost any trial. Now let's go through it all with, what is your name, sir?
Joe.
Okay, Joe. Now we're ready for the opening statements from the attorneys.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Litchfield, and I represent the defendant, Mr. Jones.
Here, they
Jones,
tell
as
you what
know,
they intend to prove.
involved in an
These
automobile
statements
accident.
are
The
not
automobile
evidence,
accident involved the plaintiff
simply
in
an
this case,
explanation of
Mr.
what
Smith.
each side
As you
claims.
And you will learn that Mr. Smith was driving down the highway when the defendant was talking on his cell phone, ran through the red light.
After
and
the
smashed
opening
into
statements, the plaintiff or the district attorney will present its evidence with witnesses, documents, or other exhibits.
Mr. Smith was involved in an identical accident 6 weeks before this particular
When
accident.
both sides have presented their evidence and defenses, each attorney will sum up his or her case.
And the same people. This particular claim has absolutely no merit, none whatsoever.
After these closing arguments, the judge will instruct you as to the law in each particular case.
As jurors, you will be the sole and only judges of the facts in this case.
What verdict could be rendered,
that you listen
and the
carefully,
consequences of each
diligently
verdict.
try to-
The jurors then retire to the jury room for deliberation. One juror will be selected to preside over this deliberation. In this case, it seems to be our friend,
I
Joe.
guess we can start with the ballot, see where everybody stands, is that?
Jurors should be fair and open-minded and come to a just decision based purely on the evidence
Cell phone
presented.
records would show that the man was actually on the cell phone at the time of the accident.
Well, I think we have a verdict.
When jurors have reached a decision, the bailiff should be notified. He will then notify the judge, who will make the appropriate arrangements to receive the verdict. In many cases, one of the attorneys may ask, or the court may order, that the jury be polled. This means the clerk will ask each juror individually if this is his or her own verdict. All that's left is for the presiding judge to say,
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you for your attendance and your patience. You are hereby discharged.
Joe, what did you think? Was it worth your while?
Oh, definitely. I thought it was very interesting. It was kind of like being a little part of American history.
Yes, it is a part of American history.
Oh, by the way, I think people had some questions.
Okay.
I'm still wondering about my paycheck.
Okay, about your paycheck. Your employer must pay you for 1 day of jury duty, which in most cases is about the length of time you'll serve.
Was I dressed okay?
Our trial only took 1 day. What if I had to stay?
And as far as the dress code is concerned, when you come to the courthouse, dress neatly but casually. Now, it's extremely unusual for jurors to be sequestered, but if this becomes necessary, you will be put up at a nice hotel nearby. And how did you like being a juror?
It was very interesting. I learned a lot about the legal system.
And for you, was it all you expected?
Well, I was a little nervous, but after it was all over, I'm really glad I did it.
By the way, you didn't ask, but smoking is not permitted in the courthouse. But if you do smoke, there is a smoking area outside. See you in court.
I hope that you have found this information helpful and that we have alleviated any concerns you might have. If you still have any questions, feel free to talk to any of us who work here. We'll be happy to help you in any way we can. Thank you.